going to be the 4 or more tag, and in some cases you're gonna see there's a whole lot more than 4 happening in this video. I guess you just go through your collection and you round up those items that you have 4 or more of. And let me tell you, I went through and I wrote down all of the things that I have 4 or more of, and there's a lot. And if I were to go through this entire list, I think we would all be asleep by the end of this video. So I'm choosing to talk about the things that I have the most of out of all of these categories. And they are things that I have bought myself, because I think that's the whole point of this video. If you've gotten, you know, PR samples from a company, let's say they've sent the entire line of a certain kind of lip gloss, I don't think that stuff should be factored into this at all, because this is all about the things that you were motivated to go back to the store and buy more and more of repeatedly. So that's what I'm sticking to with this video. Also, you're not going to see a lot of face stuff like foundations, concealers. I mean, that's just not stuff that I have a lot of multiples within one specific line. But thank you so much to Bailey from Making Up the Midwest. She tagged me to do this video, and she has a fabulous channel herself. I really have a lot of appreciation for someone who can take all their beauty thoughts, which I'm sure there are so many things you can say about this or that product, and boil them down to a really quick, concise video that's still super informative. You know, cutting through all the BS, so to speak, and giving you just the facts you need. So I think she does a great job of that. She's beautiful. She's super nice. I mean, as if I know her personally. I don't, but she seems like she'd be really nice. So check out Bailey. Thanks again for the tag. I'm gonna start off with the e.l.f. Studio Blushes. I have 5 of these. I looked through my blush collection and I was surprised at how many different kinds of blushes I have, but not necessarily tons and tons from one line. A couple of my most favorites are Pink Passion, which happens to be the shade that I'm wearing today. You look at it in the packaging, it's this matte hot pink, and you think, no way, Jose, but I mean, it looks really good sheared out. It shears out beautifully, and it's matte. Did I say that? Blushing Rose is another favorite. Great intensity with this shade, beautiful pigmentation, and a teeniest bit of gold sparkle. The single shadows that I have the most of are the Sally Girl singles from Sally Beauty Supply, and I have 16 of these bad boys. They're very collectible, I will say that, because they're like 99 cents a piece and they link together. They're 10 times better than those Revlon shadow links that are out in the drugstore. A few of my favorite standout shades would be Beige, which is a really nice matte cream color, great for blending and highlighting. Cinnamon is a really pretty rose gold. Espresso is a beautiful taupe, and Cranberry for all of you who like those kind of berry mauvish tones on the eyes. Just down from that, I do have 15 MAC eyeshadows, and they are all held in this nifty Z palette here. So over the years, I've definitely built my collection. I will say it's plateaued recently. I mean, I haven't gone and purchased any single MAC shadows in quite a while, but there are just so many good singles of this kind that you might put in a Z palette, like Makeup Geek, Coastal Scents, etc., that I guess I just haven't been too motivated to buy a lot of these. But a few that I really do like are Nylon. It's a great buttery, shimmery highlight. Twinks has always been a nice shade for a one shadow look. And Beauty Marked is another great shade. Makes a lovely liner, and it's got a pretty sparkle. And I thought I'd give a mention to the shadows that I have 9 of, and those are the L'Oreal Infallible shadows. These are really, really great. I enjoy pretty much all of the ones that I have. They're kind of like a pressed down pigment. A lot of shimmery shades in this line, but very, very nice pigmentation, and 3 of my favorites, and all of these are great for one shadow looks. I think they just are stunning on their own, nothing else added. I love Amber Rush. That's for the rose gold lovers. The people who love taupe, you must check out Bronzed Taupe. That is a gorgeous shade and a fun pop of color for spring. I don't think I've gotten so many compliments on an eye look as when I just used this shadow called Burst Into Bloom. It is gorgeous, great for that radiant orchid trend. As far as palettes go, the thing that dominates my collection by far are the Wet n Wild Color Icon palettes. Just counting the things that I believe are not limited edition, I have 12. And then beyond that, like, there are so many more limited edition things that I have. Some of those had been sent to me, so I didn't want to include them, but even so, 12 of them, that really is the leader of the pack for my collection. I almost feel bad saying I like certain ones over others, but I'll tell you the ones I use the most are probably the Comfort Zone and Petal Pusher palettes from the 8-pan. I love those. I'm wearing Comfort Zone today, very typical Comfort Zone look for me. Also love walking on eggshells, some great basics there for a super natural look, and Silent Treatment is an awesome smoky eye. So the ones that you see swatched here are the Comfort Zone on top and the Silent Treatment trio below it. Just in case you're not familiar with these color icon shadows, they really are some of the best of the drugstore. I also have 12 of the Maybelline Eye Studio Quads. These are a really, really great buttery smooth texture. A lot of shimmery shades in this line, but still some really, really pretty and in some cases unique color combinations. So I've been very happy with the ones I have. I'm not totally sure what all I have that is limited edition compared to just regular line, but a couple that I love that I know are always available are Coral Oasis. Talk about a great shade as you head into spring and summer. Also love Taupe Temptress. This works in taupe alongside a really pretty deep burgundy, and I think that just makes for a great eye look. For eyeliners, Mally like dominates my collection, and part of this is because I've gotten some really good deals on QVC when her Starlight liners are sold in sets and stuff, so I've got a great color selection of these. I really, really like them. They're so smooth, extremely long wearing. I also have quite a few of the retractable versions as well, but not as many as these pencils. And a couple that I like best are Lucky Penny, which is really pretty as a pop on your lower lash line. And I also love Sailor because it's a navy blue with just the slightest bit of sheen, so it really does show up blue on your eyes as opposed to almost looking like black. Is that too many? Also, I have 8 of the Physicians Formula liners. These are kind of easy to stock up on because they are sold in trios, which is kind of cool. So you get several shades at one time. Usually there's a black, something more neutral like a brown, and then for example the trio for brown eyes comes with a purple in there. And that is probably my favorite little grouping. These are retractable, so I love that. They go on really smoothly. For cream shadows, again, I feel like I'm living what I talk about like in my Emily Awards videos when I talk about loving something so much like these Mally Evercolor shadow sticks. They really have a presence in my collection. I have 13 of these, and those are just the ones I've bought because I have been sent even a few more on top of that. So I love these things. These shadow sticks are my ideal cream shadow format. They're in a pencil that you don't have to sharpen. They go on, you have a little time to like smudge them out, use them as a base, use them on their own. They will still last all day. And I was thinking, because I've gotten a lot of questions about Mally lately since she is turning up in every Ulta store, which is super exciting. So I thought, you know, if I could tell people what is one shadow stick that you would absolutely love if you picked up, it would be Dusk. Like taupe mixed with a little bit of mauve. It's so shimmery. I use that as a base for my eye look today. It's also my smudgy liner on my lower lash line. Also, I wanted to mention I have 11 of the Maybelline color tattoos. These are another cream shadow. They come in little pots. There's a pretty good color range with these, and then they'll come out with limited edition collections every so often. A couple of my ultimate favorites, especially with the pinky shadow trend. Like if you want to layer some sort of a base under your Naked 3 palette or anything that's kind of pinky mauve cranberry, a couple of bases you would love would be the one in Inked in Pink, which is from the Metal collection. This looks beautiful under anything Naked 3. And also the one called Pomegranate Punk, which is a little bit deeper. This can be really pretty smudgy eyeliner if you want it to be. Let's talk about the Buxom Lip Plumpers. I have 17 of these, and a lot of the reason for this, I always feel the need to justify these holiday collections of these where the minis are sold in like sets of 4 or 5. You know, I can sniff those out no problem. So I'm always after that. I love this formula because they're a gloss that actually doesn't annoy my lips, but it hangs around a decently long time. Actually, some of my favorites are the creams, and those are the ones that are in like the frosted sort of matte looking tubes. They do have a lot of great shine, but it's just like more opaque color. Not too far behind are my NYX Mega Shine glosses. I have 13 of these. This is a very, very collectible type of gloss because NYX has so many colors in these. More often than not, I get exactly the shade I would expect to see on the outside of the tube. That's the shade I get on my lips. And 3 of my must-haves would be Beige Pearl, because I think this is a great layering shade. It's also nice just kind of highlighting the center of your lower lip, makes your lips look fuller. I also love Cosmo. This is such an interesting shade, like a deeper neutral, but with a lot of multi-dimensional shimmer. If you fell in love with Jordana's Lovely gloss, but now you can't find it anymore, check out Cosmo. You'll find it's very similar. And also Beige, which is not beige at all. It's a beautiful, classic, creamy pink. Moving on to lipsticks, specifically Revlon Lip Butters, I have 19. So far, that is the thing that I've mentioned that I have the most of. But wait, there's still gonna be more at the end. I still have one thing that I have more of than this. And Revlon Lip Butters, my goodness. Some of the lighter shades are kind of sheer. I won't say I am in love with every single one of them, but I really like the brighter and deeper colors because I think they give great color payoff, super comfortable on the lips, and a lot of great shine. And I thought I would just highlight 3 that I think are great for the spring and summer. Juicy Papaya, great for those of you who want to try coral but you're scared. It's not too orangey. Also, I love Wild Watermelon. I am wearing that shade today because I thought my swatch did not do it justice at all. It's a really pretty, like, reddish pink, so bright, a really summery take on red. And then Sorbet is beautiful as well. It's a great, classic, kind of hot pink shade. I have 17 MAC lipsticks. I've got a lot of like classic popular shades from the line. I really, really like the cream sheen formula. I know I've mentioned that before. A lot of colors that are pretty subtle and wearable are in that line. But what can I say? MAC's got some great lipsticks. A few that I've loved, and I'm not sure if this is available all the time, but I got it around the holidays. It's a shade called Dark Deed, and it is a really pretty, like deep, deep berry color. Also love Viva Glam 5 Classic, and Cream Cup is a gorgeous like pinky nude. I reach for that one a lot. And also Craving, which is a pretty like wearable berry shade. Finally, drum roll please, the thing in my collection that I have the most of. Any guesses? Anybody want to guess before I throw it out there? It is Maybelline Baby Lips. You guys, I have 21 of these. I know, it's a lot, and it takes me back to my lip smacker obsession of like junior high and high school. I had so many. This is like that obsession carried on into adulthood. I mean, it's crazy. I am after every collection, whether it be the Dr. Rescue or the Electro collection or the limited edition stuff. And then there's just the regular line. I mean, I'm all about these. I won't say I have every single one, but it's gotta be close. I love the formula. I love a good tinted lip balm, low maintenance lip product you can toss in your purse. A couple of long-standing ones that I've loved forever, it seems like, are Peach Kiss, a nice light like peachy nude sheen that it gives your lips. Also love Cherry Me if you are into the reddish pinks. Think about the shade I have on now, but maybe a little more sheer. That's what Cherry Me is. Very soft, not so much for the Dr. Rescue aspect of this, but for the color. This gives my lips such a pretty pink color. I just fell in love with that shade. And if you love the smell of Fruity Pebbles, check out Quenched. This is just a clear lip balm, but I tell you, it's like a table of people at Maybelline sat down and said, we need to create something that smells just like Fruity Pebbles. Because this is it. Dead on. Check it out if you love that smell. So that's it, folks. We made it to the end of the list. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you again next time. Bye.